ankle deep in the Pacific. I sink my feet into the foam, looking out on the horizon where the ocean touches the unknown. Hands and knees beside a tide pool, filling buckets for a mold. And while my daydreams are drifting by, you've built a castle with a moat. Ooh, I call it a miracle. You call it unpredictable odds. And maybe I'm more Sense and Sensibility. Maybe I'm more Star Wars and Disney, spinning the teacups faster and faster. Now I'm looking up for the belt of Orion, beyond the circle of airplanes flying Europe on LA Stars award show fashion. Ooh, I call it a miracle. It seems improbable, the chances, when I think of space and time. We'd even land in the same country. You say, what a lucky roll of dice. Ooh, I call it a miracle. Maybe I'm more Sense and Sensibility. Maybe I'm more Star Wars and Disney, spinning the teacups faster and faster. Now I'm looking up for the belt of Orion, beyond the circle of airplanes flying Europe on LA Stars award show fashion. Ooh, I call it a miracle. You call it unpredictable odds. And maybe I'm more Sense and Sensibility. Maybe I'm more Star Wars and Disney, spinning the teacups faster and faster. Now I'm looking up for the belt of Orion, beyond the circle of airplanes flying Europe on LA Stars award show fashion. Ooh, I call it a miracle. I call it a miracle. Oh, thank you. Haha, thank you so much. Some of you were listening then, huh? My name is Arielle Silver. I am so honored to be here tonight to open the show. I was honored a couple of years ago to open the show for one of the Jam Creative's Tales and Tunes, I think it was called. Was anybody at that one in December of 2022? Yes? Nice to see you again. Oh, well, this is what stories sound like when they're put to music. This was inspired, this song, by a particularly bad wildfire season back in 2018. And I realized that alongside things like wildfires, we get really tuned into what's important to us. We know what to pack, we know what to leave. This is a song called What Really Matters. What would you take if your world was on fire? Right in the wind on a tinder of leaves, flames flying in like an enemy fighter. Sunrise in red, tell me, what would you grieve? When you're burned down to the bedrock, when you're scraped down to the coals, when everything you thought you knew is changing, when you feel the devil fighting for your soul. Flask of whiskey, stash of pot letters from a lover that you should long forgot. When your tidal waves of tears turn to laughter, that's when you know it comes down. Down, 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 down to what really matters. What really matters. Smoke screens and daydreams don't help when you're running. Blooms lift to heaven the rest of your home. Falling like snow, you're an angel in ashes. Chimneys and tree bones and churchyard stones. When it comes down to the bedrock, when everything that you've known is shattered glass in the doorways, when you're wrestling with an angel for control. Flask of whiskey, stash of pot letters from a lover that you should long forgot. When your tidal waves of tears turn to laughter, that's when you know it comes down. Down, 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 down to what really matters. What really matters. Of pot letters from a lover that you should long forget. When your tidal waves of tears turn to laughter, that's when you know it comes down. Down, 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 down to what really matters. What really matters. Thank you so much. I got my start as a singer-songwriter way back on the streets of Harvard Square in Boston. If anybody's from that area, you know that place. And with all the chit-chat and everything, I'm remembering what those corners were like with the traffic and the passersby, and those were the good old days. They were fun. I just got back from a 4-week tour on the East Coast. Well, 1 week in Arizona, which is not the East Coast. But the rest of it was the East Coast. I got to see a lot of my childhood homes, which was nice. I lived for a long time when I was growing up in the northwest corner of New Jersey. Anybody from New Jersey? Jersey love. You know, it really is the Garden State. When you're driving through it, it's so beautiful, especially this time of year. And I was driving through it this time of year about a week or two ago. I got back just 2 days ago, and it's so wonderful to be a part of this event, especially the theme tonight, which is home. After a month on the road, it feels very fitting. This is a song inspired by my New Jersey childhood living in the woods. My mom would pick blackberries in the woods to make some pie from scratch. Yay for pie. Who are the pie makers? All right, we're getting together at your house after the show. This is a song called Bramblevine. Blackberries grew in the thickets north of our yard. In summer we'd pick 'em and come home with stickers and thorns in our arms. Some hours later, when supper was plated and served, we'd barely remember the painful, the pleasure that went into making dessert. And some kind of love is like that. Sweetness buried in a thorny patch. Bramblevine, heating time, form a heart from the scraps. Like making pie from scratch. Well, some kind of love is like that. Someone once showed me the best way to work with the dough. With just a few presses, you crimp down the edges, then squeak the old oven door closed. Finding a balance to strike between effort and ease requires some practice, a delicate lattice. You learn it degree by degree. And some kind of love is like that. Sweetness buried in a thorny patch. Bramblevine, heating time, form a heart from the scraps. Like making pie from scratch. Well, some kind of love is like that. And some kind of love is like that. Sweetness buried in a thorny patch. Bramblevine, heating time, form a heart from the scraps. Like making pie from scratch. Well, some kind of love is like that. Thank you so much. So kind of you. Thank you. Sometimes I'm afraid to ask the audience how they're doing because one time in Reno, Nevada, I said, "How are you?" And the sea of audience parted, and this man walked down and stepped up onto the stage and pushed me off of the microphone. And I turned to him and I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Well, you asked me how I am, and so I'm going to tell you." And I said, "Okay, well, how are you?" He said, "Well, if 1 is giddy and 10 is happy, I'm a 5. Which I have been contemplating for many years now, trying to figure out what that spectrum is. So anyway, from 1 is giddy to 10 is happy, where are you on the spectrum? Just shout it out. Some of you are off the spectrum. This is a song about listening. It's called Soft on the Shoulder. It starts with a witness, a kindness, a vision, a hand held, an arm linked in mine, carving out some time to understand my crime. I try not to fear thoughts of change, sought for old flaws my heart might not want to feel, but we can never heal what we keep concealed. Love more fearless, it's a practice. I don't promise you gold, but I swear it on my soul, I'll keep trying. Were you asking me to listen? Was I talking through your turn? Was I offering kisses and band-aids insufficient to the burn? Were you marching on the front lines? Were you calling for my aid? While I stood soft on the shoulder, watching the parade. Love more fearless, it's a practice. I don't promise you gold, but I swear it on my soul, I'll keep trying. Were you asking me to listen? Was I talking through your turn? Was I offering kisses and band-aids insufficient to the burn? Were you marching on the front lines? Were you calling for my aid? While I stood soft on the shoulder, watching the parade. Love more fearless, it's a practice. Love more fearless, it's a practice. Any singers out there? Do you want to try this with me? Easy words. Love more fearless, it's a practice. Love more fearless, it's a practice. I heard a couple of you. It's a really nice mantra to have in your head. Let's try it. Love more fearless, it's a practice. 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 Thank you so much for singing that with me. I heard some of you. I'm going to play you two more songs, and then we're going to get to the stories without the music part of it. And I'll be playing little musical interludes between the stories throughout the night. So I'm really happy to be here with you tonight. Suzanne Weertz is a phenomenal producer, the way that she puts on these shows, always to benefit some organization. Home, again, LA is the organization tonight that this is going to benefit, and I know we're going to hear more about that as the night goes on. This is a song about journeys not taken. It's called Ghost Ships. We talked forever about a blue house in a magazine, the orange flames of maple trees in fall. We'd fix the cellar, piano in the living room, a bookcase and curtains in the hall. I made a scrapbook in my mind of future times. Sailing on ghost ships, out to sea on ghost ships. Think maybe winter. Digging out from snow, the last nor'easter froze us to the core. Or maybe youth. We hadn't lived enough to see the way that love can leave you wanting more. By summer we were through House of Blue. Ooh, sailing on ghost ships, out to sea on ghost ships, things we never did. Unlived lives on ghost ships, still afloat on ghost ships, lives we'll never live. Now and then I hear some news of you. It looks like somehow we both made it to the other coast. Do you believe in God? Sailing on ghost ships, out to sea on ghost ships, things we never did. Unlived lives on ghost ships, still afloat on ghost ships, lives we'll never live. Do you believe in ghosts? Thank you so much. If you're enjoying my songs and my music, I hope this isn't the last time we'll see each other. I have a mailing list out there on the table. There's also a few other things if you want to take some music or Love More, Fear Less enamel pins home with you. There's information on all that on the table, but the most important thing is the spiral-bound notebook where you can give me your email address and I will write you love letters and send you love songs and things like that. Speaking of love songs, this is my last song for this set, and it is a love song. Called Worth Waiting For. You stepped out in silhouette, barefoot, glowing, sounding out my name. Laughter and chatter, a splash, poolside band began to play. What can I say? And baby, you're not a fallback, rebound, distraction, no flash in the pan. Baby, you're not a trinket, trophy, a token to show on my hand. You are everything worth waiting for. Underneath the canopy of branches, shadows dapple the light of sun. It's gonna take my whole life to show you you are the one. You are the one. Baby, you're not a fallback, rebound, distraction, no flash in the pan. Baby, show on my hand. You are not the bottom of a bottle, a charm bracelet bauble tangled with stars and a horse. You are not a sweet drink, a Ferris wheel fling. You are everything. You are everything. And baby, you're not a fallback, a rebound, distraction, or flash in the pan. And baby, you're not a trinket, a trophy, a token to show on my hand. You are not the bottom of a bottle, a charm bracelet bauble tangled with stars and a horse. You are not a sweet drink, a Ferris wheel fling. You are everything. You are everything worth waiting for. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.